Review of 23rd August's TNA Impact Wrestling. As I said in the video before, the Hulk Hogan's return video, I said that it was the best, the best TNA show of 2012, and the show started off like this, Aces and Eights entering in the TNA building. Sting allowed them. Sting told the security to open the gates wide open for TNA got checked. Well, that was so bad, but Sting, he was like wide open for you. He was like wide. First of all, before doing the review, I'd say this was one of the best and funniest Impact Wrestling for me, and I'm gonna tell you how it was funny for me. Well, the start of the show was amazing with Sting there in the ring, Austin Aries, Gunner, James Storm, Kurt Angle, Robbie E, Robbie T, Ken Anderson, Bully Ray, Jeff Hardy. I think everybody, all the top guys except RVD, I think he was there too. But they were in the ring, and the segment was great. Everybody was chanting, "We want Hogan." Everybody, and the chants were so loud. I enjoyed it. I was chanting, "We want Hogan" too. I was chanting it with them, and man, it was fun. I love those chants. "We want Hogan." Like, man, I just enjoyed it. Can't just say that. That Sting, he was like, the aces and eights are not coming out, so can we have aces and eights chants too? Nobody chanted that, and then suddenly they come, and two guys just came of aces and eights, and there were 10 or 11 TNA guys in the ring, and they beat them up, and one aces and eights guy was revealed. He was an indie star. I didn't know who that guy was. And then there was actually a promo in the start about James Storm not being a part of Aces and Eights because they attacked him last week. Then there was this match, Brooke Tasmacher versus Tara, or Tara, whatever. They're friends, and it was a friendly match, open fight night, right? So Brooke Tasmacher called her out, and the special guest was again Taryn Terrell. I don't know, like, anyway, Taryn Terrell was in WWE. She was a diva, and she is a big thing. All right, she's okay, but for a referee, why would you want a theme song? And then there was a special announcement for Taryn Terrell, and Christy goes like, and the special guest referee for this match, Taryn Terrell. Nobody really wants, like, nobody really likes the knockouts thing, even though I respect being ladies, you just fly all over the ring like other wrestlers like RVD and Jeff Hardy do. But still, man, I don't like the knockouts thing, and then you waste time on the referee. Well, Tara won the match. It was a average, it was below okay. It was just okay match, but the match didn't end. Like, nobody turned heel. Tara I think it's shook hands with Brooke, and then they hugged, I guess, and then they went back, and then there was RVD versus Robbie E versus AJ Styles. It was a Bound for Glory series match. It was because the Pope was attacked by Aces and Eights, and as I told you before, that he got injured, and he is out. Nobody knows if this is a storyline or just or if this is reality. But Robbie E won the match, and I saw the reviews on 23rd of August, and people were like, "Why would you give the win to Robbie E? Why would you do that? Why Robbie E? Why not RVD? Why not AJ Styles?" I liked the match, and when I was watching the match, I was like, "Give the win to Robbie E." I was like, "Robbie E, Robbie E." Why was I saying that? Because RVD and AJ Styles, they're already in top 4. Robbie E was below. He just had 5 points, and then I was like, okay, WWE pushes wrestlers, but then WWE forgets about them, and sometimes WWE doesn't even push great wrestlers. Like Vladimir Kozlov, he was a freak. He had this really bad character before he was combined with Santino. Making a tag team before the tag team thing. I hated him as a heel, and he was a strong guy. He used to defeat my favorite wrestlers, man, and I used to be so sad because till 2000, late 2010, I didn't know what wrestling spoilers are. What is wrestling? Is it fake? I didn't know, seriously. Till 12, 13, I didn't know if wrestling was fake or not. So I was like, why is he beating my favorite wrestler? And at that time, I liked Randy Orton as a heel, even though he was with the bad guys. But I was still like, why is he being? He wasn't given a great push. WWE doesn't really push many stars like Kurt Hawkins, Tyler Rex. I'd say they're good, and primetime players, they got an okay push. Tag team titles, they don't really matter, especially the new tag team title designs. I don't care about them. But Robbie E won the match, and I was okay with that. Okay, you need to push this character of Robbie E with this bro thing. The List Bro show on TNA Wrestling's YouTube channel is amazing. It's better than Long Island IC. I love that show. And I'm sorry this video is getting too long, but a review is always very long. And Robbie E has 12 points now. And third match of the night was Robbie T versus Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy went to the ring and called out Robbie T. It was a good match, I'd say. Not that bad. Okay again. Okay, Robbie T, the strong guy. Jeff Hardy, the flying, enigma. Jeff Hardy won the match with the Swanton Bomb. First, he hit the Twist of Fate, and then the Swanton Bomb. I was talking about the Robbie E's match right before that. Sting announced this. Like he was talking to these four guys: AJ Styles, RVD, Robbie E, and Robbie T. He was talking to Robbie E, RVD, and Styles, just like, you three are in a match, and then he said this, Robbie T, not you, big man. I'm like, man, why would you do this? Okay, Robbie E, I mean, not he. Robbie E is a good character. I like that bro character better than Zack Ryder. But Robbie T, okay, put him with Robbie E with this bro character, but push that guy, man. And he is still working with the top guys. Hardy is the top guy, right? So he was in a match with Hardy, and I was like, alright, okay. Robbie T, totally okay with that. But you put him in a match with Jeff Hardy, that's okay. And then the next thing was the Claire Lynch, AJ Styles storylines end. Finally, the storyline ended. The worst storyline in TNA wrestling, I'd say. There have been quite few bad storylines, but this was the worst, I'd say. So actually, Claire Lynch did not come on that Impact Wrestling show, because when her identity as Julia Riley was exposed on the internet, and it was all over the internet, she immediately left TNA Wrestling. So they came up with this, Daniel saying that she's in the hospital. She had an emergency relating the storyline, and she's in the hospital in New York. I guess he said. I think he said New York. I'm not sure. It doesn't really matter. So she was in the hospital, and then he's talking to AJ Styles. AJ Styles goes like, "If I am the father, I'll take the responsibility of that child, because I am a man, and I'll, be a man." That's it. And there was this thing where AJ Styles is talking to the crowd. He goes like, "I'm sorry you had to go through this crap." And the funny part about this was that there was an attorney who came out, and the attorney was like, AJ Styles is not the father, because Claire Lynch said that it was something that was planned by Christopher Daniels and Kazarian, And the reaction that AJ Styles gave, man, I was laughing so hard, even though it wasn't a huge thing. He was like, "What the?" He just said the word, but I'm trying to keep this channel kind of PG-13. I don't know, like for kids to come and watch. But he was like, "What the?" And I was laughing. I was like, man, Impact Wrestling, I'm loving it. And Sting's promo in the start of in the start of the show was kind of funny too. So, as I said, it was one of the funniest Impact Wrestling. So the attorney of Claire Lynch came out and told that Claire Lynch said that it was a planned thing by both Daniels and Kazarian. That's it. And then there was the gut check video for Chris Louis, and he was his guts were checked in a match against Gunner, which he lost. Chris Louis' story, the video they showed, I watched that video and I was, I felt like crying, man, because his brother died. They both were professional wrestlers, not really professional, but indie wrestlers. His brother died, and the story was so, I became so kind of depressed, and I was almost crying. I'm like, man, this is so bad. And then he came in the ring. I'm like, this guy has to be at his best, but he wasn't that good in the ring, and I felt so sad for the guy, and I know that he's not gonna get selected. Taylor Hendricks was better than that guy. So Gunner won the match. And there was another Bound for Glory series matches. Ken Anderson versus Bully Ray. If Anderson would have won the match with submission, he could have been in the top 4 with 50 points. But he won the match with pinfall, 7 points. He's on number 5 or 6. I guess it's 6. So he won the match, but he is still not in the top 4. And it was his last match. And then there is this Aces and Eights storyline, and the end this time was amazing. Aces and Eights, there were like, this was not Aces and Eights, this was Aces and 30s or 40s or 20s. I don't know. There were so many members of the Aces and Eights, so many. Hulk Hogan beating up 2 guys, Jeff Hardy beating up 2 guys, Aries. Everybody had two guys. It was like 20-30 people of the Aces and Eights. But the end was so amazing. Aces and Eights run away as they team up as Team TNA. They team up. It wasn't a match. It was just a segment. They were just, Sting called out Aces and Eights, and they started beating up. It was awesome. Hulk Hogan did not come in front of the crowd because he's still going through his surgeries. And Hulk Hogan was beating up an Aces and Eights guy, and you could clearly tell that he wasn't really hitting hard punches. He was hitting fake punches. So the end was like this. Aces and Eights ran away on their bikes. It was like 20 of them, man. 20 of them. So Impact Wrestling, this was the best Impact Wrestling show I've ever seen in my life, I'd say. Not just of 2012. I'm not talking about pay-per-views. I'm just talking about live shows like on Thursdays. So thanks for listening to me for so long, if you were, till 14 minutes. And yeah, please subscribe for more reviews and latest TNA news.